It's the Colorado Lookout, right?
Yeah, if you search Colorado Lookout, it's gonna show up faster as soon as it pops up. And you said you're live?
Live.
Is there
Not
no-
yet. We're just getting there. Give it another 10 seconds.
I hate this.
Good morning, everybody. If you have a computer and you're watching me, or if you're on a phone right now, we're looking for the Colorado Lookout website, our YouTube page. We just got a phone call. We do not have definitive information. What we know is that he called and said that there were police. We told him to go live, and Janet is searching for his page right now. Can I see?
There he is. Oh, no, that's you.
That's me.
Stick on the back of that controller.
So what I can tell you is I got the phone call
Oh yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah,
Lookout.
yeah. Go ahead while I do this.
And he said they're surrounding the house that he's staying at. And he said just know, and he told me where he would be going if they had taken him to a jail or anything. I told him to get live right now. And so Loma is live and we're waiting.
Are you going live as well?
No, I don't want to take up the bandwidth. And
I'm on 4G.
so again, it's going to be Colorado Lookout. You search Colorado Lookout, or The Lookout is the channel name now.
Oh, it is. So
Yes. So when you search Colorado Lookout, it'll bring up like this.
so it's the Lookout.
See that? The Lookout. And I searched Colorado
Is
Lookout.
he live?
Not yet. I hope he gets live. I hope he gets it recorded. This is not too damn good. Especially if they're surrounding the house he's in. No further information as to why. I don't think he thought he had enough time to go live is why he called me.
It takes. So as you can see, he's been at some accidents in Aurora. He lives on that side of Denver metro area. There's Denver police, Lakewood,
Lots of cop watches.
lots of cop watches. He comes out to the feed to join us. Do you want to try to call him if he's not live?
Can't go,
Fuck no.
right?
Yeah, he can go live. He has Streamlabs. He can go live.
Oh, but that's the problem. He's Streamlabs, not 1,000 followers, huh?
As a matter of fact, he is over
They
now.
just fucking with him. Go down and hit his page and then his content, huh?
Come on, bro.
So this is his content.
He's not there.
No, he's not here yet. So that's just what we're waiting on. Again, that's The Lookout. Hit that subscribe button. He's at a place in Parker. That's all we know. And we're waiting for him to go live.
Yeah.
But if he's not going live, then maybe you should just call him and make sure he's okay. Text him. Right? So, good morning, everybody. That's just kind of where we're at. While we're waiting for that, though, let's check out one of his videos. There was a fatal crash happened. I'm assuming he does some stringers as well then. Good morning, everybody. So we just got a call from a fellow in our community, The Lookout. He does a lot of cop watching. He comes out to the meal. He sounded to be in a rough situation. He's an hour away, so we don't have the ability to get there directly. And that is a fatal accident.
Good morning, everybody.
So good morning, Peachy, Michelle.
Off of 70, Highway 70 in Colorado Boulevard.
Look at that beautiful sunrise.
Liquid, the officer said.
Construction. Not taking care of themselves. That's why accidents happen.
Man, that sucks for sleep.
Oh, they did take out the
Saturday morning, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking kids arrive.
So he does, he's been out in a lot of places.
Yeah, he cop watches a lot.
A lot of cop watchers.
Yeah. And he's always by himself, so he definitely just made it barely over 1,000, but his live is not working, so he's still having to use Streamlabs and everything else, and it is just bad for business.
Yeah, no, I was listening to a conversation a little bit yesterday that talked, they were talking about, like everybody pushing that 1,000, right? And people don't understand that it's both it's the community of getting them into the numbers, but they have watch hour requirements as well. And so it's why people sometimes, just run the time to build a watch list for themselves, and so that people will just go through and watch a whole bunch of their videos in a row. Right? It's the way you set it up. So we're gonna give them a little watch time here while we wait to figure out what's going on. And hey, Ann.
AM 6.
Chuck Bronson. I don't know, Michelle, why they were surrounding the house. We just kind of got a quick call. I thought Pikes was going live, and I was going to go live to send everybody to his channel. And he didn't go live.
Oh,
So,
sorry about that. Oh, did I tell you this was all a hoax just to fucking get people on the Brian Lomas channel?
no.
You're stupid.
You're so stupid.
No, it's not.
I thought you were going live as well, right?
No,
Like, because he was going to go live. So he said he's not able to go live yet. But
He's inside the house. Apparently, they're trying to get him out of the house at this time.
For what?
I have no idea. And he can't go live.
Oh, he's texting you at least?
He texted me twice.
Okay, good.
So the text update is that
You can't go live.
he cannot go live.
That's exactly right.
Started searching the car, pulling out.
Almost looks like your car, Janet.
Yeah, I have a Sable, and that's a Ford Taurus.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But they look really.
So, Gmod Pam, one of the reasons that I think he can't go live yet is that he needs the watch hours. That's usually one of the situations when you get the 1,000 likes, you got to get the watch hours up there.
County over there.
Who knows? Maybe they put
It's Douglas County.
It is Douglas County.
It's Douglas County.
Douglas County, Parker, Colorado. If anybody watching this is in that vicinity, we could send somebody to the address.
There's not don't have an address. I'm going to broadcast file.
Okay, so Pikes is going to go listen to the scanner.
Oh, man.
Well, they're an hour away, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a good morning, actually. Tulsa FMA. Until we got this call, kind of threw everything off into a loop. Good morning, Cop Watch Colorado. Just Obey says hello to everybody in the crew. Jamie Dietz. It's Douglas County, Parker, Colorado. Parker's a pretty rich, wealthy Trump area, Republican stronghold. We'll call it. It's home rule. It's home rule.
Thanks for petting me, Brian.
So he's the Colorado Lookout, or the Lookout is how his name shows on his channel. And yeah, up until about 11 minutes ago, everything was pretty calm and peaceful in this house. It's just pretty calm and peaceful. We're just going through the steps, the rolls, right?
We're live, Janet.
So Pikes is scanning, looking for the scanner. Jimmy Dietz, I heard you out there. The scanner.
We're all sick.
There's only a Douglas County fire. There's no police.
So there's no police in Parker, which I was concerned about because of the wealth of the community. They may have scrambled their shit. No, it's a really rich, white, right Republican, right-wing stronghold. It absolutely is.
Yeah, I wouldn't live there. To begin with, it's one way out, one way in, right?
Oh, really? What? Oh, that's all bad.
They
Wow.
changed, I guess.
They've grown, right? So now they're connected to the
So it's
interstates.
one way in, one way out, paid. 470.
Well, you could take Lincoln to as well, but yeah.
You guys want to check
So
out
he
the
was
video?
texting.
It's, Colorado Lookout. It's on
The
YouTube,
texts
right?
are not coming in
Last night.
anymore. So he responded twice since we've been live.
Wow.
He responded at 8:48 and again at 8:50. It is now 8:56. I've texted him twice. Once at 8:51 and again at 8:54.
So this is Lakewood, just down the street.
I have it.
Looks like. So good morning, uncontrollable rock salt.
Thank God.
Actually, yes, rock salt. What happens is that people, we get these video requests from who's what's that channel that we Stringer.
He's big on Stringer.
So he's big on Stringer. It's a job, right? It pays. It's
That's his part-time.
right. So he's a worker, but it's something that happens. Yeah, the Stringers ask us for these accident scenes and everything. So we go record static. It's some side work. Just like, if you build your channel up and you work on it, then you eventually will get to advertising and paid dollars at $10, $15 a month. 89.
Make sure every one of you are subscribed to the Lookout.
That's right. Go right now.
Go subscribe to Justin Emo Hollywood.
Oh my God, please. Can we get some watch hours? Just background hours, right? Just throw it up on the background while you're vacuuming, doing the dishes, cleaning the house, whatever it is. Justin Emo's got some interesting thought patterns. Hit him up with some shares.
So
Hit him up with some watch time.
he's on the phone with the sergeant or waiting to be connected, sent with loud effect.
Okay, so he's on the phone with the cops, basically.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
What it sounds like.
They're in discussion mode, figure out what's going on. He's obviously not going to be able to go live at that point, then, I guess.
Not right now, not at the very moment.
This is why it's important, probably, to practice having
This guy has
computers or a second phone. We just had this conversation earlier this morning, right? If you're going to be in this lifestyle and you want to have, you want to have two stream, or you want to stream, you got to be able to communicate.
You need 2, 3, 4 cameras and a fucking phone so you can call 911 and make sure those are the real pigs. You know what I mean? If you can't be prepared, get prepared with a friend. Make sure someone's got your information. Make sure you've got a backup plan. If you call someone ahead of time. If you don't hear from that person within a certain amount of time, then you try to make something happen. Check on those folks, because you never know how quick anything can escalate. What if what we're talking about, something just goes sideways and some pig just wants to fucking ram the house or some stupid shit? Anything is possible. We've seen a lot of different actions by the police, so thank you all for tuning in. Trying to keep you updated every time I can.
And way to go, Janet, for marketing the phone call later.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
1 o'clock.
That's right. You guys got a
Alright, yeah.
thing happening today later, right? Who's broadcasting that?
Gonna be on her.
Who knows?
Who's? Oh, because on the computer. That's right.
So, we'll give you the update on the Eric Brant after a while.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me.
There goes his video, so that was the end of that one.
Oh,
This is on the feed.
Yeah.
That's my eye on you. Right there in the picture.
oh, that's right.
Sure, you can tell how he stands, huh?
Yep. I don't know. I was telling you.
Yes, I am sick. I'm at home. Supposed to be working today. Gonna be going back and killing this feed here shortly. And going back to the jobby job, but from my bedroom, because I'm sicky. And I said that out loud.
It has not been a great morning for me. As a matter of fact,
Did you wake up with somebody like having like injected your eyeball with something?
I have no idea what happened with my eye today, but it has been some severe pain in my left eye.
Yesterday was his right
It
eye.
was, it's the same thing happened in my right eye yesterday. So, not sure if it was dry. Oh my god.
What's Trump saying?
He's talking about Justin Evil Hollywood. You know, we all have issues, right?
Yeah, you know what? No, that's the fact of being human,
That's exactly right.
right? We all got different characteristics to ourselves.
And when we throw people out of our freaking community, we shouldn't do that. Right? It just makes our split. What am I saying? Trying to say?
Mm?
Yeah, there's no reason to,
Yeah, if you can't get along with somebody, just don't get along with them. But we have to be able
Whew.
to come together.
That's a close cut right there, huh? Train tracks. Yeah, so be nice, huh, guys? That's the point of this story. Trump said, everybody else. Colloidal silver. Yeah, I'm pumping my body full of stuff. Oh my goodness. Do we have one close at hand?
It's in my car. I hung it from my.
Okay, yeah, I've got mine in my room. Caterpillar made these amazing bracelets for the hearing. You know what? I got you guys on here. We might as well cover that while we're live.
let's change the subject. It's all about Loma.
Try to help out with Jazz Kitchen and whatnot.
No, actually, it's all about Eric Brant.
Okay, I can deal with that as long as it's about Brant.
So, Caterpillar made these lovely bracelets that we all got at Eric's sentencing. And Eric's sentencing is what it's all about. You want to put something Eric Brant up?
No, I think we're good.
Leave the lookout up? either way, it's all good. This is his video stream, and yeah. So I took some notes at the Eric Brant sentencing, and I eventually wanted to cover them, right? To actually let people know what our world is like. Because it's fucked up. Pikes, you were hearing some of this. I actually typed the notes that the pig was there with his gun on his hand. You saw that, Janet. His hand on his gun.
Killer pig.
Yeah.
Killer fucking pig
Killer
was
pig.
there, standing big and fucking bold. Good deal.
Yeah. So, I wanted just to let everybody know what happened at the sentencing. And I'm trying to get things up so I can see what you're saying. But,
Free the Brant.
free the Brant. It's definitely our message. I'm just trying to find that file. Any updates?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Has anybody found audio file of Parker Police Department? That would be a question for me to ask you all.
Man, I hope he's alright, man. Fucking, you got pigs circling. That's some scary shit.
Yeah,
That
and then they
is.
got you on the fucking phone from outside and shit. Dude, that ain't no fucking fun.
I hope he's recording this shit, man.
I doubt it.
Okay, so I'm going to say hi to everyone in line. You have Fire Up, Jamie Dietz. She says she doesn't have where to do the community work. Travel, that's a great question. Okay, now we're in here in the feed. I'm not going to play my own video on the channel, but Mark Stewart, I really don't want to hear that kind of stuff from you. So, Eric Brant, he does not necessarily have a choice in where he does his community service hours. Because what Eric Brant did was very meditative, is a word that I want to use. He actually spent some time thinking about the 57 seconds that he was ticketed for. And that in his sentencing hearing, both Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were brought up. I'm going to say that again because it is absolutely true that the judge and the prosecution brought up Martin Luther King and Malcolm X in comparison to Eric Brant. So his 57 hours were actually part of an apology to the victim, who I'm going to leave unnamed out of courtesy to her. And the concept that what Eric Brant has said is
She was behind bulletproof glass.
that while she was behind bulletproof glass, we should bring the public defender's office into our circle because they serve the most impacted members of our community. And Bianca had courage, is what Eric spoke in his statement, to get on the witness stand and tell the truth. And the truth is that the public defender's office was marking the documents so that people wouldn't ask for a second page. And in doing so, they may actually be found culpable of violating Colorado state statutes, the laws And through her expert witness testimony, we might be able to help reform the Municipal Public Defender's Office and the District Attorney's Office for the City of Denver. Because we can help them see how their over prosecution, unconstitutional behaviors need to be modified. And that Eric Brant was so intent and so outraged, having done a Rule 21 against the judge, against the courts, saying you're not doing it right, that he was willing to go to jail to make sure that other people got taken care of the right way. And our videotaping, our protesting isn't some tomfoolery. It's about creating change in the world that we live in. We don't just show up on Sundays to feed everybody because it's fun and enjoyable. It can be fun. It should be enjoyable to do the right thing and to serve other people. To draw attention to the things that are not right in this world. That's the torch that Eric carried. That's the torch he passes on to all of us. And thank you, Mike Taylor, for clicking on all the lookout videos with a thumbs up. Michelle says hi to Pikes. Yeah, rock salt. Eric is wonderful. The man that stands on principles. It's a very horrible trait. I think that's what they're basically trying to tell us, is that we shouldn't be trying to stand on our principles and show
Just obey.
what's wrong. We're supposed to just obey. And to that, we would have to say something. No justice, no peace. Fuck the police.
I agree with that sentiment.
You know, I mean, that's how it rolls. And so when we talk about it, Michelle, that was actually the point that his attorney made, is that on his not guilty pleas that went to trial and were found to be not guilty, the history of Eric Brant is that he has been sentenced and he has served time for his outrage. But he doesn't do it on his own behalf. He does it for the convictions of the Constitution, of the service that he's put in to the rights of human beings and the misappropriation of monies in such a way that human beings are persecuted for being alive. And that's the kind of thing that that you have to understand. In the letters that we got, the judge said he had a half-inch stack of letters from all of you, the people who support and who have watched and who have been motivated to change. We read stories about how people in other countries believe in the Constitution and understand its value in a democratic society. We have read emails talking about people going to city council meetings and speaking up and speaking out and becoming regularly known, joining the communities that they live in, and seeing that what happens isn't right. And it doesn't mean that everything that goes on is right or just. And that's why we speak out. So what counties are around Douglas? So it's actually Douglas County, and it's Parker. So what are the cities around there? Is Elizabeth part of that? Is Aurora's part of that, right? But what's between Aurora and Parker?
Centennial.
Cent-
Up in there. Lone Tree's up in there.
Lone Tree?
Fredericks. Fredericks.
make sure if you're not subscribed, you are subscribed to The Lookout. You can search by Colorado Lookout.
They've got the thing in
And, thank you for posting the links.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody. I'm definitely not 100% thinking on everything. I'm just kind of rolling with this. I'll see if I can find the Lookout as well on my YouTube and post the link again.
I'm when I started I've gotten 3 text messages from him. I told him to record, and 3 of the 4 messages I sent him back. So
Bounce back?
yeah, you know what I mean? So when texting him back, 3 of the 4 messages I told him to record. So he's probably not gonna text me until he gets a chance to.
Yeah, that's
It's probably gonna be recording right now, so I don't want you all to be too worried at the moment. We're just kind of getting everyone aware of the situation, because I don't even think they have fucking body cameras out there in the country.
No, I don't know, Parker. That's a good question.
I really don't like that. I really don't like the police not having body cameras. They should always have cameras. It actually should be a crime for them to turn them off during their job.
You should go to fucking jail.
You know, it's so crazy because sometimes the amount of body camera footage you get during an investigation will absolutely tell you the ethical morality of the police officer involved.
Oh, yeah.
And there is some real evidence in our discovery files of video, because the body cameras don't get shut off, that show the bias. Eric Brant, Brian Loma, Pikes Peak Auditors,
Liberty
Free TV, Monk Eye 83, Defend, all get, because what we're about is putting a light on the truth, no matter how ugly it is, or especially because it's ugly. And that is, just the kind of facts that is Liberty cooking tonight? I'm not sure who's cooking.
We're making spaghetti.
We're making spaghetti. See, Janet's got a plan. She's always on top of it. She knows it. She's got it. She's been doing this for like almost 8 years. Can you believe that, Janet? 8 years.
Seems like yesterday.
How many thousands? Do you think 52? This is an interesting mapping, because if we did 52 weeks a year, and definitely a solid 7 years, because at first you didn't always have food, right? The first
That's
month
right.
or 2 or whatever. And so then it was limited, but it grew. Probably, though, we could still calculate 150 as a great average a week for the whole time frame. That would be almost 55,000 meals.
Janet, can we hear the story of how you got started cooking on the Sundays?
Well, it wasn't always Sundays. It was whatever day we chose to protest and what kind of business it was. Either if it was a breakfast bar, a breakfast restaurant, or a bar, right? At night. That's what we did.
Oh, that's just King coming home, Rusty. It's okay. That's how good Rusty Roo.
Rusty, say hi to everybody.
That's right. That's right. It's just King coming home. See, it's just King. No biggie. He's like, yo, I'm coming home. What's the problem here? Okay.
Has he ate this morning? No?
That's probably what the problem is.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
He went for a nice long walk yesterday. Did a figure 8 around the property.
Look at my piece.
We should say hi to Rusty, everybody, huh?
Thin, look how thin he is.
That's a good Rusty Roo.
Man.
His belly used to touch the stairs when he'd go off the stairs.
He's so hungry. Look, we'll give Rusty Roo a little time and attention, huh? Whoop. Where's he at? There he is. That's a good Rusty Roo. He's gonna eat his breakfast, huh? Oh, that's a lot of food.
She or feed him.
No!
That's Uncle Rusty Roo.
It's not a lot of food.
That's Uncle Boy.
Oh, isn't he cute?
Aw, unsuppressed. That's awesome.
Maybe like a handful of that.
Yeah, it's only supposed to be a quarter cup a day, half and half. Half at night and half in the morning. I was there for that doctor appointment.
That's Uncle Boy. Well, then I can take a
No cheeseburgers.
Huh? There you go. That's better. Oh boy.
This is a lookout.
So again, just an update. If you're coming in here, we started the stream because the lookout informed us that he was in Parker, that there were police activity happening. He's since notified us that he's in communication with the sergeant, and outside the police are still hanging out. He is not live, probably because he's still relying on Streamlabs, the watch hours and stuff like that. So you can hit that up. This is Rusty Roo eating his breakfast. And we were talking about the sentencing the other day. So I'm going to come back to reading questions while we look at Yum Yum Rusty. Kind of roll back to the stream. Rusty's not a young one, right? He's actually what, like 10?
He's 10.
10 years old?
10.
Yeah. So he's a good puppy. Old man. He's a little touchy some days. And
Sometimes he thinks you don't like it.
so you were talking, Janet, about getting the start. They are actually asking and having that conversation.
With what?
How you got your start feeding the homeless and the unhoused and low income and we generally know that it started at Snooze.
Council. It started at a city council. They tried to pass a law criminalizing homeless, right? And I just thought that was the worst thing
Right, because
possible. I mean, how do you do that to the least fortunate of everybody that have nothing? How do you do that, right? They don't have a bedroom.
yeah, and so you, ironically, since this is Parker that we're talking about for the lookout, you found out about your grandkids not riding the being able to ride the bus, and they had to pay to get on the bus because
$1 a day to ride the school bus.
to ride the school bus.
The most, yeah,
And this is a rich
rich
community,
pay a lot of taxes.
right? So in this wealthy community where they pay a lot of taxes, your grandkids got involved. I had to find out. So then you showed up in Occupy, and through Occupy, you got involved in Denver City Council meetings.
The homeless started coming into the Occupy movement. It was a safe place for them to go, right?
Right, because they could store their material, they could go to work that
People
day,
watched it. We had people watching their shit.
they
Yeah.
could sleep at night, not have to worry too much until the cops started doing raids and stuff.
And the big thing was, I used to go down there and take some people out for coffee, right? First thing in the morning. I'm an early riser, so I'd go down there and how many businesses they couldn't go in because they were homeless, right? And I could go anywhere, right? I could go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a white woman with who has means to pay for
Credit
herself.
card, yeah. So it was at the Sheridan Hotel. There was a coffee place inside that hotel, and I took a couple homeless people in there, right? And we had coffee, and there was an issue there. Security came. They wanted them out of there. I argued. I was buying them coffee. We were paying. Yeah, and then they criminalized them. Right? And I went to city council. The first time I've ever talked to anybody in city council. I made appointments.
You scheduled appointments with city
Scheduled.
council reps. Went and talked to them all.
Talked to them all.
All of them.
All of them.
It's like 13 people or close to.
I think it was 12.
12. I think it's still 12.
And so, cold. Some of them were so cold-hearted. I thought, how did they get elected? How did we elect people like that? It was standing room only at the city council when they passed it, and they passed it.
With flying colors.
Oh. It was, I think it was 7 for against, and 1 did not vote because of freaking who knows why. Yeah.
And
So I was listening to it, right? I was listening to the city council when they were trying to pass it, and all these businesses went up against them, against the homeless, right? And one business, which was Snooze AM Eatery, was right on the corner of Jesus Saves and the Salvation Army, and somebody said that. And I was like, what? So I went down there and looked at it, investigated it, and sure enough, they bought this nice building, cheap, in the heart of homelessness, and then said, we don't want homeless people.
next to our business.
These white people waiting for 2 hours to go have our banana nut pancakes wanted to feel safe. So I protested them. I was out there by myself for a while, and I made people feel sorry for me. And then after 10 months, his wife come out and said, my husband dreams about you at night. I thought, well, it must be working. Yeah, and it wasn't but a couple weeks later that he come out and said, I'm done. What do you want me to do?
I love it.
And it was on my birthday. On my birthday that I went, and he couldn't believe I scheduled a meeting on my birthday. And he thought it was over with. And I said, no, we're going to find another business. That's what I said. So that's when I went to the Palm, which was the worst place I'd ever in my life been. They were right down nasty. The Palm.
The Palm.
Oh my gosh, they were awful. They throw drinks at us, and oh my gosh. Call me some names, I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
Yeah, all alcohol induced, of course.
of course.
So, and the Palm. Oh, that story. I know a little bit about that.
So the Palm is where I started cooking then. Well, actually at Snooze, toward the end of it, I realized if you have food, people come, right? They're hungry. People will come. And so I had a friend that used to bring burritos, breakfast burritos, and stuff like that. And I watched him come, right?
Yep.
So at the Palm, then I had, full meals for him. Put up tables. Of course, they shut the tables down right away.
We've got to write this book.
Well, and this is interesting because in the annals of Eric Brant, he actually taught us how to make sure that we got to keep the tables,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right? So, but this is the Palm, and this is you feeding, and you're part of the Occupy movement.
Oh yeah. We had quite. That's when the arrest started happening. Was there? Was that I didn't get no arrest at Snooze, but at the Palm, I believe I had probably six arrests, and that's when I saw the good cop, bad cop thing go down. Right, one cop, can't think of his name, but he always played the good cop. Oh, Janet, this is what we're gonna do, Janet, right? And then when they went to arrest somebody, he freaking went nuts on me when I was standing there all by myself. Scared the shit out of me. I was scared. And what I said was, you better back off or I'm gonna call my son and he's gonna come down here and kick your ass, I said. Yes! Ah, shit, man. And I think it was enough to wake him up, to come back to realize he fucked up on the good cop side, right?
Right.
Right. And
You stood your ground.
stood my ground.
You actually used your privilege for the benefit of others.
That's exactly right. And so I didn't know who this pig's name was, right? And I looked for him, and that's when I decided that every pig place, cop shop, should have every pig on their wall, right? Their badge number, maybe where they live, how many kids they have, what school they go to, right?
Doxing them, which is something that has happened through the years.
Yeah.
For the bad ones, especially.
And so this guy by the name of, he lived right down the street here. I can't think. He was one of them that he was part of Cop Watch, right? And so he was arrested, and I went to his court date, which was at the City and County building, and found that fucking pig, that good pig, right? Good pig gone bad.
Spoiled boy.
And I couldn't wait to frickin' talk to him. And so I caught him in the hallway as he was trying to leave. And he apologized to me. And he said they wanted me to testify against him, and I refused. Right? But I've never seen him again. That was the last time I seen him. So they must have moved him to another.
A lot of cops have been moved along
Yeah.
while you hold
Well, I
space.
just watched the one when James Freeman was here and Chavez went nutso and Guzman, right? I
Uh-huh.
just watched that last night. And how many of them pigs are not on the 16th Street?
No.
So that's a Lookout's baby right there.
Yes,
Huh?
it is.
Oh, that's
his
cute.
Aw.
baby.
He looks just like him.
He's a cutie.
And so when I find that a lot of people don't know about this whole thing, like for example the palm, and you don't talk about it a lot, but that became an international protest for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a friend contact me. He couldn't come at night, right? He had a family, and so he contacted me, and he wanted to do something to help me from Boulder.
Yeah.
And he started this national boycott of the palm in different cities. So he had Texas, Washington, he was going to D.C. on that time, I think. So D.C., we had out of country too. I don't remember. There was 5 places that we were doing this national boycott of the palm.
Wow.
And the CEO of the palm contacted us and said, no. Whatever I have to do to stop this. And he said he did it. And so we moved on.
Wow.
Yeah. He started giving his food to the homeless, right?
Cool.
More aware of what my issues were of the
Right.
homeless.
And when we talk about the businesses,
Look at that line.
Amazing.
we don't target the rock bottom, right? We try to respect their space because we've boycotted them already. And they came to the table and they talked about what they do for their people, their own staff.
Yeah.
How they prevent homelessness, how they give food away, not just Thanksgiving, but year-round activities. And so as a giant corporate chain, right, even though we're outside the Federal Reserve and the space, there's different relationships that happen. And just down the street from that is Tammy Dorr,
Yeah.
right? So we educate about the problems with her. And you protested Tammy Dorr's house.
Oh, I protested Tammy Doris' house. Yeah. I thought I was a Wonder Woman.
You are.
And I couldn't do it all. I couldn't. So we protested her place, I think Sundays. And we fed people Friday night. And then Sunday morning at 9 o'clock we'd meet in front of her house and protest in front of her house. She even got a Halo camera put up on the corner so they could watch us. Yeah.
Not just plowing your street first because you're special, but videotaping as well.
Oh, got her own Halo camera.
Yeah.
I looked way into her.
And she's still in charge of the downtown partnership.
Oh yeah, she's still.
And they're still painting a prettier picture.
Oh, all of our city council gets money from the downtown Denver partnership. I don't know that for sure, but I would say
Well, not
our
Kansas City,
city
Baca.
council, I would say our city council
Well,
definitely gets money from the Downtown Denver Partnership.
we know the Colorado Rockies support the camping ban
Yes.
because they gave, what was it, 10, 15,000 or something like that for the
For the 300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so that's what makes this amazing, right? Because for 8 years, almost coming on 8 years, and calculating 55,000 meals, right? Roughly in
Oh,
8
yeah.
years
Oh,
time
yeah.
span.
Oh yeah.
You've really done this shoestring while corporations have fought, and while big money was spent. So I relate this because Eric's gonna serve some time for being really fucking pissed off that for 5 years he's been saying follow the law.
That's right.
He's gonna do 57 hours of charitable service to the organization of his victims' choosing. That was a question I never got around to answering. Janet reminds me of a song from the 70s, I Am Woman.
Hear me roar in numbers too big to ignore. That's who was that?
Helen Reddy?
Helen Reddy. I loved Helen Reddy. Yeah, that was my error. Right there.
Caterpillar saying that's it. So what happened though, and this is what like just the whole circular conversation that's going on, because I think it's important to know the history of this protest and Janet and how it's spread, because Eric came into the community and he had things that he was fighting and he taught other methods and levels, right? Different methodologies. And this week they compared Eric to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Yeah, they did.
And
And
different
they killed them, right?
and they
Yes, they
killed
did.
them.
both were assassinated.
Both were assassinated. So to think about what we do as just little people and the impact that it makes. 55,000 meals is a fucking huge number. Right?
Oh yeah.
Out of that little kitchen? Right? But community. That's what it looks like. And so they're changing the way they do the public defender's office and the paperwork, right? They're efforting to be intentional and legal.
Huh.
I'm not saying they're getting it done right yet. I'm saying that it's moving in a direction.
Well, we gotta keep pushing that shit. I mean, it was.
Here's what's messed up, right? The public defender's office is so jacked up. They took my Denver case, right? They were appointed as my counsel. In realizing that there was conflict, I told them time and time and time and time again. Alice Norman, we all know. I referenced about Eric, different things. There's no conflict, no conflict. When I go into the office to finally get them to, they wrote a motion in front of me, signed it, stamped it, and we're supposed to file it, right? To get me alternative counsel to get off of my case. Never done. This was never done. So, in finally getting to a judge and making him realize that there was a conflict, I didn't even want the conflict that they had appointed to me. Because we had spoken with a specific lawyer and they were taking my case as my alternative counsel. Now we're on track, finally, without the help of the fucking public defender's office, because they're a bunch of idiots. They fuck up in every way possible. Oh shit. And I have the book, by the way. I have the motion signed and stamped.
Rusty? Who's a good boy?
Go ahead,
Hey,
go
bud.
check it out.
Who's a good boy? Go say hello.
Max is coming.
Yeah, no, you're right. we have been a slow prodding against the machine, but a consistent one, and
Starting to make headway.
it's making headway, right? So when we talk about this, though, it's like the battle's not new, right?
Still going.
It's escalated, right? 6 arrests to 30 or so in a year, 40, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the fight has continued, and
I think they expect me to quit. I think they expect us just to, and I have thought about quitting quite a few times. I mean,
It's very difficult.
this is a huge corporation I'm fighting, right? That has lots and lots of money.
I'm gonna say hello to Prison Planet publicly and on the live stream. That's the gentleman whose kid called the cops on Eric allegedly. I can see you, and I'm mentioning who you are publicly. We have polite dialogue in here, and we're having one right now. So welcome to the conversation. Because the fight is for the injustices, right? Why are there? It's election season. There are candidates fighting for all kinds of things. The housing of people is one of those issues. We have over 30,000 unhoused people in the state of Colorado. Right?
And empty houses everywhere.
And empty houses everywhere.
Houses, rooms.
Right?
I mean, they're, for God's sakes, they're renting out closets in LA.
Yeah.
Get out of here. If there are walk-in closets big enough to live in, sign me up. Just not for $1,000 a fucking month. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here, people.
So it's important. Hello, Max. Good morning. It is very wrong, Caterpillar, and that's why the fight goes on. Good morning. We don't really know.
I have not had a response from Lookout recently since the last one, so
Okay.
giving you all an update. Make sure you're going over and subscribing to his channel and watching some videos and giving him some thumbs up.
That's right. Because if you're watching this, we started this stream live, which we're currently by getting him a phone call. Right? Lookout. There you go. He has not gone live.
He doesn't have the watch hours. Apparently YouTube is being really weird,
Something's wrong.
and you have to have a certain amount of watch hours now to go live.
That's been like that.
Over 1,000 subscribers. Not when it changed. When it changed from having to have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh right, no, they keep upping the ante.
Yes, they do. And I haven't gotten an update on that, so I don't know when that happened, but it's apparently happening. So.
And so, yeah, you just missed. We're kind of doing a little history of Janet Madsen and feeding the homeless.
This is the craziest stories, man. These early years, this is amazing stuff right here.
Well, no, they don't really understand though, right? Like, over a dozen people who currently live in a cage,
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people.
and people whose lives have been taken from both homelessness and by the bullet of somebody behind a badge.
That's right. That's right.
Right? There's a lot of it there. Jamie, thanks for keeping an eye on the scanners.
I guess they're surrounding Lookout's house.
All right.
The Lookout.
All right.
Buttigieg rally tonight. Where's that at, prison? I'm currently at home because I'm sick and not trying to get spread my disease.
All right.
My flu.
I don't know what you're reading over there, but I just got an updated text message, and they have left, everyone. They have left.
So the lookout is safe.
Yeah, I'm
He's
calling him right now.
okay.
Not much. We've got just over 100 people in a live stream hanging on to every word that we're saying because of you. So give us the update.
It's good.
See, I keep thinking this is my life stream. It's yours. I keep thinking. I don't even know where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
Is Kyle here? Show.
Oh, how's
Maybe.
it?
Huh? Haven't been a few days.
He's been here. Well, the car's off, right?
Yeah, he was here. I mean, not today. I haven't seen him today. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I haven't seen it today, no.
Maybe he's with Abby.
Uh-huh.
Abby's.
Abby's at the, looks like the, a printing shop is what it looks like. He's selling shit.
Oh, mentioning a printing shop and our good friend Mr. Brant, we have a 3,000-page document
Oh, yeah. Let's print it.
that he either wants printed or I haven't had enough time to even look to see if it's buyable. It's the model jury COLJI 2019, the Colorado model jury instructions, and they're available in PDF on the Colorado Supreme Court website, which I want to defend his life. That's good. I'm glad to know he's around.
Definitely getting that, bro.
That's the model jury instructions I'm posting. It seems like the lookout's in good condition.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. You just gotta be safe, man.
Need some
just
more?
be safe. So,
Hey.
all right. Well, are you gonna
Okay,
put the
go down.
Off.
That's close enough.
Okay.
So that's what he wants printed, huh?
No,
Yeah.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
But tomorrow.
It's a
I'm gonna
5,000,
feed, and then I'm gonna
3,448 page
Yeah,
document,
you definitely can feed.
and it's
And so we can't put it on a thumb drive because he's got a.
Hey, go into the live stream on Cut The Plastic's channel.
I don't think he's allowed to have thumb drives. I don't know.
Not.
I mean, there was some kind
They
of
gave him
Here,
a
hold on.
laptop, not a
Here,
laptop,
hold on.
but whatever they gave
Tablet.
him,
Put
a
you
tablet.
on a speaker so that you can tell everyone. Here, just.
All right, so folks, this is the lookout coming at you live.
All right, you're on speaker so they can hear you.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody that was looking out for me. Some crazy stuff that's going on with, I guess, my ex-wife, and she's not with me here, and she took off with my son, and then I guess just called the law and said that I might hurt myself. And it's like, yo, man, I'm more liable to be shot by one of y'all than fucking do anything to myself. And then, I walked back in the house because I didn't have my camera on me. And all that body camera footage is going to be bought in there, taken however they want to charge me here in Parker. But it was Parker PD, and they handled themselves very well. And they didn't grab me, approach me, or do anything crazy. So
You said, what did you say about going back inside?
as soon as I walked outside, I was like knocked, a light knock, not like an officer would usually knock. You know what I mean? Usually they try to beat on the door. He knocked all nice and softly like a salesman. So I walked out. I was like, oh wait. And I walked outside, and it was just one officer. And as I walked to my first step, you can see that my first step or whatever. I got out to it, and he's like, "Hey, Jose, are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Why? What's up? And then I seen 3 other officers hiding behind the bush, and I'm like, "Oh, hold on, wait the fuck up!" And I just turned back around and I walked back to my house so I can get my phone because I ain't had my phone on me. I was like, "No, that ain't happening."
Shut the door on him. You're missing the point. You shut the door on the fucking cop's face, right?
Yeah, no, on their face, bro, and they were straight respectable. Like Parker PD they didn't try to grab me or anything. There was 2 officers sitting on the right side of my house, on the garage side, and then there were 3 officers sitting on the left side of on the house behind the bushes. And I mean, they didn't even they waited for me to come back out and everything to talk to them, and I grabbed their cards, and then I walked back in the house, and they were respectable about it and everything. They waited the whole 30 minutes that I sat in here and was like, fuck them.
All right, man. Well, awesome to hear that you're safe and sound. We got a bunch of people to go over and subscribe to your channel so we can get you some watch hours, man, and get you to going live. Be safe out there, and hopefully you make it out to the feed tomorrow, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate everybody.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
All right, peace.
All those cops for a welfare check.
Yeah, so welfare check. I hate that shit, man. Welfare checks are dangerous. That one went very well. Could have ended any other way. Thank you all for being here for that. Got the update on Eric coming here in just a couple of hours, about 1 o'clock or so.
Oh, perfect.
And then that's about it for me.
So, do you have any last story? These people are hooked on Janet Manson's story.
I love them. Me too. You got one more for us?
So, from the Palm, you've done home foreclosures.
Yeah, we did a lot of sit-ins at home foreclosures.
Right?
Yeah.
Trying to keep people from being homeless and losing their properties.
Well, it was a fucked up government, right?
The
I don't remember
finances.
what the number was with that. We tried to pass it at the Capitol. 4 years, I believe. 4 years.
Yeah.
2 people are dead over foreclosures.
2 people. And there's a lot of history, folks. So I know there's a lot of naysayers out there. Hey, HBO Matt, good to see you. We all got the little projectile lighter, not projectile, the little the light beams, the LEDs. Thank you so much.
Fucking right, Matt. Thank you for the flashlight.
Flashlight. I just used it 2 days ago, checking for ice in the refrigerator. So it was very useful, actually. I found it very beneficial. And so for the naysayers, this is not a short game plan. It's a long haul. And we've been around doing it a long time. So
Make him smile, man.
you guys just get out there and participate in the process, huh? But for now, that's all I got. We're glad the lookout is safe and sound. We're having some technical difficulties on the YouTube.
Here it
We're having a
is.
look at.
He was surrounded by cops at the house he was staying at, and his ex had called basically a welfare check in on him.
This morning?
Yeah, and he called me because he couldn't get live, and he's like, dude, the house is being surrounded. I don't have a clue what's going on. I can't
Oh,
get
that's
live.
funny.
And that's what happened.
Damn.
It was, yeah, he just called and gave us the update. They actually were pretty cordial. They handled it very professionally. They didn't shoot him when he slammed the door on one of them's face because he didn't have his phone and he didn't know what was going on, you know? So, yeah.
It's kind of crazy what's happening there.
I have a very, very big problem with the red flag laws and things like that. People calling in welfare check on someone.
Yeah.
You know, and the cops bringing 5, 7 goons with fucking tactical rifles to.
Just what they did to Blind Justice last night.
That's right.
She was scared to death to roll her window down.
Dude, that guy.
And they just say, obey. Just obey them. Roll down your window. She was scared. See, and that's what happened to me when I got arrested. I'm scared of that fat fucking killer pig. He whipped that guy around like he was a freaking rag doll. Broke his spleen. I'm scared of him.
And walks into the courthouse, and as soon as they're in the process of sentencing Eric, goes in front of all of us with his hand on his gun. Right?
That's right.
He filled that space between the defense and the prosecution, the entry into the box, if you will. He put his hand on his gun and stood there intimidating us at Eric's sentencing, right? That is the kind of brutish behavior that we are against.
Well, he fears us. You know that, right?
Yeah, I guess is he acting out of fear?
He's supposed to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be. Afraid of us, and that's what people acting out of fear do is they confront their fucking fear and threaten and bully them.
Yeah. Flight or fight. Yeah. And he's his fight.
So there you have it.
He doesn't like the fact that we speak the truth about him.
Speak the truth. It's a continuous defense battle, right?
You're not
If you can
fucking
keep
cat,
it.
Max.
So remember, a finger a day keeps the popo away.
Boy.
The lookout is safe. Thank you, Janet, for the stories today. And I'm gonna end the stream. Come back at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Who's going live? Look for Pikes Peak. Janet Madsen. Somebody will be live
Yeah, today at 1 o'clock, Eric Brant.
today with Eric Brant.
Eric wants a book too, off of Amazon. Isn't that what he said yesterday?
Yeah, we'll get you the name of the book.
So we'll get the name of the book. Tune in. We've got requests from the jailhouse and updates on case history, case law, how you can get involved in holding these people accountable. Because when you listen to what Eric's talking about in the lawsuits and stuff, the action, that's a community effort to say, hey, I not only believe in what Eric's doing, but I want those rights too. And you're making me in a position where those rights are being taken away because I see Eric's being jailed for using his voice. Officer Thug Tyrant Keith Benfield arrested blind justice at Madison PD in North Carolina, charged with resisting impeding a public officer, bail $2,500. News
Or
now
passenger in a car.
for the passenger in the car. News Now 702. What is the game plan? Since you posted that and we're talking about blind justice,
Bailed out.
do we have a link for his bail? Has somebody coordinated with his
I
wife?
can't do it. Don't ever leave me in there. I remember somebody said that's what we need to do is find out how the system works through jail, right? Through the jail process, right? And so when she got arrested, which was at the Palm, she was one of them that got arrested at the Palm. I was like, no, we're not going to bail her out. No. And she called crying, get me out of here! Oh, get me out of here! That's when I realized it can't be too good in there. And she was brave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had to bitch to the point they got hepatitis in the jail. They're not even giving you soap to use the bathroom or to clean a bathroom. Right? They said they won't pay bail.
They don't want the bail.
They will not negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah.
That is what a constitutional hero looks like, right fucking there. Right? Blind justice. He's waiting for a judge on Monday, Window Liquor. Refused to pay extortion fees. Look, I thought if it was a cash, you'd get it back. But I value that, and I can't say enough about it, right? That's what you mean. What it means to sit down and be entrenched in your values, right? I in my letter to the judge and pointing out all the violations of law and how Eric has given me extra fortitude to face down some of these things. I also said that I don't have the same fortitude he does. I don't really want to go to jail for this shit. God bless him. God bless blind justice. Right? Doesn't want to be there either, but he's gonna stand and fight for it. That's amazing. And so, as you watch the squirrel on the TV,
Well, it's a cat movie.
yeah, because what's
King's
really
watching
going on?
movies.
Oh yeah, they say show kitty.
This is what
You'll
you
get
need
up
to
to
see.
that sooner or later.
This is what you need to see.
Too late. That one tastes good.
He loves TV.
Pretty much. Feathers all
Cat is watching the birds. He's been running on and out outside looking for birds to kill. So we'll let him just hang out and watch TV a little bit, huh?
Got out the car and the squirrel was starting to go up the tree. He chased it. The squirrel took off running and ran into the pole right by the garbage.
I'm not saying they're smart squirrels.
So, go climb the tree on the other side of the fence.
But King got one once, right? And he went up the tree and then decided not to go up the tree, and then they just like, you know, head
No,
to
he's
head,
not.
And King didn't know what to do.
Yeah, when they catch me.
That's the cat watching the birds. The answer, Jamie Dietz, is that we are not currently running time on the 5 months. That is post Supreme Court rulings, possibly, if they agree to hear the case. Because what will the case stand on? Is it justifiable to protest? And is it actually disturbing the peace if if they're violating the law? Nobody really knows. So, anyway, thank you all for joining us. We'll catch you at another time.
Okay, here it goes.
Oh,
We're gonna catch us a bird. See? We got him.
Got him. Gross.
And that, folks, is a great way to end this video. Have a wonderful day.